This morning, Captain Danladi Bako is a seasoned master mariner and founder of Fulham Marine and Offshore Services Limited. Dr. Bako, you are welcome to, Captain Bako rather, you're welcome to Good Morning Nigeria.
Good morning, viewers, and thank you for having me in this program.
It's a wet morning, and we're so glad you could make it to the studio.
Yes. Yeah, it's quite a wet morning this morning in Abuja, so...
Yeah. All right.
Well, it shows a blessing to the international maritime community, today being the International Maritime Day.
Yes.
So let me just use the opportunity to wish all the maritime experts, all the Nigerians, a happy International Maritime Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
The harnessing the potentials in the maritime sector. Let's first examine the theme for today's event. What is the theme all about, and what are some of the most significant challenges hindering the growth of the maritime sector in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you very much for this very important question. And today is a very, very significant day in the maritime industry, not in Nigeria, but in the global landscape.
Okay.
Today we are celebrating the International Maritime Day. Today is a crucial day for us to recognize the importance of shipping. So the theme for 2025 is our oceans, our obligation, and our opportunity. It's a very, very important theme. But before I go into the theme, it's very important for Nigerians to know why International Maritime Day is being celebrated annually. The International Maritime Day was first celebrated in 1978 to mark the 20th anniversary of IMO, that is the International Maritime Organization, which is a dedicated UN agency that improves safety of life at sea and deal with maritime shipping and blue economy activities. So we celebrate this day to showcase the importance of shipping. As you are aware, more than 70 to 80% of global trade today is being carried via maritime transportation. That shows you the importance. And the day is also being celebrated to highlight the key roles that the International Maritime Organization are playing when it comes to safety, security, and sustainability.
Okay.
So it's very, very important. So back to the theme of 2025. When we talk about our oceans, the ocean is the home to thousands and millions of species that are being used for biodiversity, biomedical reasons. The oceans also is a home for climate change regulator. It's very, very important in that aspect. Also, when you look at the global trade, without the ocean it's impossible. So more than 80% of global trade move through the ocean, which is very, very important. They are gateways to nations' economy. And if you look at the blue economy, there are a lot of untapped resources when it comes to blue economy. According to the United Nations, it says the blue economy is capable of generating more than 5 trillion annually and capable of generating more than 350 million jobs, which is very, very important.
That's huge.
That's huge. That is to show you that the sector is huge. So it's very, very important. And if you also look at our oceans, it's a source of employment opportunity to thousands and millions of people. And also it's also the source of food security. When you talk about fisheries, is very, very important. So let's now look at our own obligation. We have the ocean and we have a collective responsibility. We have a collective obligation to protect this ocean, to protect the marine species, to protect the ocean from degrading. And those responsibilities, it has to do with the organization like the International Maritime Organizations. We have national organizations like in Nigeria we have the NIMASA. We also have individuals also have their key roles to play. The companies have their key roles to play. Our obligation is to ensure that our oceans are safe. Our oceans are not being polluted, like pollutions from ships, dumping plastic waste. So it's a collective responsibility. You look at now the whole world is moving towards climate change. There has been emphasis on climate change, decarbonization, so that by 2050 we should be able to meet net zero carbon emission. So it's very, very important. It is our own obligation. And part of that, the International Maritime Organization, which is a specialized agency, have developed a lot of regulations, a lot of conventions to be able to address the issue of marine pollution from ships. and also to address the issue of degradation of marine environment. And part of those conventions are, for instance, we have the International Marine Pollution Convention 1973 as reviewed by the Protocol of 1978. It addressed the issue of pollution from oil, pollution from garbage, pollution from harmful substance in bulk forms, pollution from marine air pollution is very, very important. And with that, it's going to address a lot of issues. We also have the issue of ballast water management system, which prevent the moving of, let's assume you are loading a ship in Cameroon today and you are coming to Nigeria.
Okay.
So you should be able to treat the water you pick from Cameroon to avoid moving harmful substances or some sort of species that will harm our own species here in Nigeria. So it's very important. So they are being able to address that. It's very important. So it's our obligation to protect the marine environment as individuals. Not to throw plastics to the sea is very, very important. Then let's look at our opportunity. You talk about there are a lot of untapped resources when it comes to the blue economy. We can leverage on the opportunity also to generate power from windmill. And by that, we are addressing the issue of decarbonization and climate change, because it means we are burning less fossil fuel. We also have to invest more on coastal tourism or maritime tourism. Those are the opportunities. Opportunity for digitalization is very, very important. We also have a lot of potentials for the blue economy through job creation. It's very, very important. If you look at the offshore industry today, all the oil is being produced. How is it being transported? It's through the sea. So there's a lot of opportunity. We must be able to leverage on this opportunity and the untapped resources. You talk about food security. You talk about fisheries. You talk about research and development when it talks to medical aspect.